Well, that's a terrible idea.
Where are we? Help! We're part of the nothing. If anyone's out there, share it. Or don't. There's no one out there, so.
You know, guests can share from within StreamYard now. It's a new feature. You can share to your social media. You can stream, rather, I think. Maybe it just meant share and I read it this. Shut up, this is the waiting time. Lies. My boys. She don't love us. Don't believe her, Charles. Don't believe Becky. She's lies. Like all women. She lies. Just wait till you hear what Lou has to say about Becky in a minute. Well, in 35 seconds, he's gonna really rip Becky's butthole right wide open. He's got choice words. I'm sorry for speaking for you, Lou. Forgive me. Worf's dead.
Hi, everybody. What?
Worf's dead.
Oh my god.
I quit. I quit the fucking show. They killed Worf. I shut it the fuck off. I'm done. I'm never watching again. I can't believe they killed Worf in such an unceremonious and terrible way. That was the worst thing.
But he got to say his catchphrase.
I don't care. It was not good. That was the worst death I've ever. I'm never watching again. I shut it right off as soon as they killed him. I said, "Nope, I'm done. We're on camera. I'm out of here."
He was only dead for like a few seconds.
What?
Yeah, he came back. He was fine.
Spoiler alert. Sure.
Spoiler. Was that your theory? You said you wanted to do some theory. He's dead. He's dead.
That was just me talking dumb shit. Jack Crusher's obviously an organic Borg, like he's possessed by Picard's Borg semen, which has created this Borg demon inside of him. And that whispering, that's the Borg Queen, yo. That's the Borg Queen whispering at him through the semen.
I don't know.
That's gonna
Semen Borg Queen.
I mean, well, obviously they can't bring back Alice Krieg because
No.
she's too old. And
We got
I thought you
Pumpkinhead
meant
now,
too
right?
dead. You were talking about the other lady.
No. Alice Krieg is still alive. She's still alive.
Yes.
But,
So you were talking about. I was talking about Annie. What's her dick?
Yeah, she is dead. She's very dead. But
First thing ever was in Star Trek. Did you know that about Annie? What's her dick? She debuted in Star Trek, an older episode at probably TNG, and her final performance was in Star Trek. 2 different characters. Pretty neat.
oh, cool. That is kind of cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. But no, I mean, I guess they could technically bring back Alice Krieg, but the woman is in her 80s now.
They're gonna use Pumpkinhead and her fucking big juicy tits.
God, but
Yep.
Allison Pill even said that she is not going to show up in season 3.
Well, maybe
she'll have
lie.
that. She'll have that leather face on. She just won't take off that mask. Remember, she was all dominatrixed up at one point.
I don't know. I highly doubt that we're going to be seeing Pumpkinhead in season 3.
That's too bad.
I'd like to address.
Just watch. In the very last episode, she's going to show up at the last minute and say, "Hi, it was all me."
Yeah, I was Bruce Willis in a hairpiece the whole series. Listen, we got to talk about something really quickly serious. One of our audience members is a liar. I mentioned it in the timer. Becky. We got to really expose her. We've been hinting about the exposures of Becky for a while now. We've discovered she's a liar. And right here, right now, she is lying to us in the chat. Love your haircut, Luke. Said nobody ever.
You're gonna kill me.
He was not expecting that. Well, all right. I thought
that's
that
why
one
he's
was,
the best.
I thought that
That's
was
why I
a
choose
mile
that
away.
guy. He makes me laugh so much. Oh my god.
Suck it, Gino. My Luke. Anyway, back to Star Trek.
Hey, I can't take this. You know how my night was. No.
Yeah, you spent
So
all
this is
night
a
with
good
a
episode.
long-haired wrestler trying to show him his short hair.
That was really weird. And then the dude took down that video, but that's all right. Oh, I wanted to show
I didn't
this.
get to
Hold on.
finish it. I'm disappointed with you. You were there getting reamed out by a guy who looked like Mick Lovin, and you didn't once call him Mick Lovin.
Okay, all right. Can I bring something up
Is this
about
sex?
the Ferengi? I was talking to a buddy of mine who I play that game with. We were talking about Star Trek, and he said that his favorite race in Star Trek is the Ferengi.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna talk, if you want to make money and you want to be a good businessman, maybe not ethical, but good, yeah, you'd want to be a Ferengi. That's because they don't care about anything. They don't care about family. It's just profit. That's it.
Holy shit, he is a Ferengi.
See, you just gotta look at someone's personality.
Well, he does have the eyes of a Ferengi.
I want to
With
be one
those
of these.
meaty eyelids, those meaty
So wait.
Japanese eyelids.
So that was your theory about Jack Crusher. That was your theory.
Theory. If that is incorrect, Star Trek is stupid. It's a bad show if it's incorrect. You know what else is stupid? The fact that these goddamn display names don't show off this book by a handsome author. These fucking display names. You buy it right now, everybody. Go on the internet and they call me Jesus. Giovanni Rossano. You go on the internet right now and you buy that, okay? If you could afford it, you hobos. You can't. You can't.
Nope.
You can't. If you were real men out there and women, if you were really badass, you would buy this and you would burn it. You would burn it to hurt me. But you can't.
You would buy all of his
You
books and then
can't.
read them all in a row.
No, shut your fucking stupid mouth. Just this one.
Oh, just that one. Sorry. Why would you only want to sell one book? I know. Once you sell one, it's like, yay, animation studio. And
Because books cost $3,000 because they can't afford it.
I know.
That's the point. They can afford the other books and burn them. I don't want them doing that. You're ruining everything.
Okay. Can I say my theory about Jack Crusher?
Please.
Okay. Yes, please.
I think he's not actually Jack Crusher.
Stop it.
I think
No?
I think he was created by the changelings. And that voice he keeps hearing is a changeling that created
That's
him.
stupid. Not you're stupid. I know that you're right. Stop it, Luke. I'm not saying you're stupid, even though you came up with that theory. And the theory is incredibly stupid. I'm not. Stop it, Luke. I'm not calling you stupid.
By definition, that means I'm stupid.
No, just the theory that you've come up with is really stupid.
I think he's hearing a changeling calling him back to the Great Link. That's what I think.
But why?
And his little
wouldn't they-
freakouts are him dealing with not going into the Great Link, like not having that rest period, because he's never having a rest period if this is true. He's gone 20-something years, 24 or 5 or 37 as he... Maybe that's why he looks so old.
Well, the thing is that they were when they were examining the LaForge changeling that hadn't reverted back to their gelatinous form. They proved that they didn't have to revert. They proved that. So
That's true.
They're evolving. They're evolving.
Only under, once they dissect it down to a very small level, it falls apart. But yes,
Yeah, so it is possible that Jack may end up being one of these changelings.
So Jack is an involved changeling that can mimic everything: the organs, the veins.
I mean, what other reason is there why the changelings are going after him?
Because he is Borg. Because the changelings are actually
Want to
taking
combine
over. No, they don't. Maybe they see some sort of next step of evolution in the Borg thing, but maybe they're actually the heroes of this. They're taking over Starfleet and doing what they're doing because they actually want, like the Kalons and the whole Kalon storyline from come on, Charles Whedon.
Kalon storyline.
Orville.
Orville.
Oh,
From
yeah,
the Orville.
yeah.
How, like, then they ended up joining force or whatever for them against the Mocklins or whatever that had happened there. Some sort of thing where these changelings are really the good guys and they're getting into Starfleet because they know the Borg are about to use this dude to take over in some organic way because maybe he can connect to people like through a psychic link or something. I don't know. Maybe some other thing. But look at it from this perspective of longevity. If they want to continue the story of Picard's son, and did you see that scene? Not the one you just showed of his dumb eyes, but the first one of his eyes they showed. Motherfucker looked like Jean-Luc Picard. They just showed like the bridge of his nose and his eyes, and you're like, holy shit, that's Picard's son. And you can just picture him they're gonna pan out and he's gonna be bald. So imagine a series about the son of Picard, right? But he's demon possessed, quote unquote. Now that's pretty badass. But how do you demon possess him then? Like, are you going to do it through changeling stuff, something new? Okay, you could, but if you make it through the Borg that was left in Picard through the semen, it has a greater connection to the larger Star Trek lore, and also that's like a really logical way to create a demon possession in that world. Speaking of logical, that villain was terrible. Go on.
They already have a form of demon possession. In Deep Space Nine, there were the paw wraiths.
Yeah, the paw wraiths
are a species that are almost the opposite of the
prophets.
The prophets that live inside of the wormhole, and their whole point is to get these prophets, and they will possess people. Gul Dukat got possessed by one at one point.
So did Jake Sisko. He got possessed by a paw wraith as well.
And then that went to Nerys, I think, at the end of the episode, and she almost like killed everybody or something.
She almost killed Jake Sisko. Almost.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah. So there could be a connection there as well. What if the paw wraiths? What if the changelings are working with the paw wraiths as a sort of a mutual thing? Well, I can change into anybody. Oh, and I'm like this demon possession thing. And what if Jack has a little bit of paw wraith in him? That's
like a stretch when you already stuck Picard's penis into Crusher and he has Borg sperm.
I had the Borg thought originally when they first showed one little thing where in the first episode.
If he's fully synthetic, Picard, does he have any Borg left even?
Now
but he wasn't then.
He wasn't back then.
When he stripped.
20 years ago, he was still.
So you were saying, I'm sorry, I interrupted with what I thought was breaking news.
There may be a microscopic thing they couldn't get. They couldn't scan. Or there's one little piece of a Borg cell in there that eventually floated around and started, landed in the balls, I guess. And knew where it needed to go. Well, that would be interesting if there was an actual Borg type of species, because it was what made the Borg was the technology and then the combined information of all of these different species.
So you're talking about a true synthetic organic hybrid.
Yes. That no one built. It actually was
organically born. Yeah, a natural product of the universe.
And that would make Jack Crusher probably the most valuable resource in the galaxy.
Yeah, and you can even look at it as like what Worf said, the ecology of District 6, is it? District whatever. The ecology.
He's waiting for the ecology of District 6 to right itself.
To right itself. Well, you can consider that like the universe, the ecology of the universe writing itself, perhaps. By
one thing about his little
Jack.
his visions he had about killing these people. He had it about the bridge, and then a little bit later he had it again, and then it actually happened later on when he killed all the changelings that were in that hallway. And he also activated himself when he knew that he was getting attacked. He stopped for a second, and it's like he activated a program, or he like hit a certain spot inside of himself and became the super soldier and killed them all, which is almost like what happened in the first season of Picard with that the girls that were Soji. Remember, she started having, when the people broke into her place, all of a sudden she became this. She knew how to kill them quickly, and she had never, in her life, she didn't know that she could do that. So that, you're right, that may be like a clue to he's having the same sorts of visions she did. She was a synthetic that someone made, but now he's a synthetic that the universe is making, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, I can see the merit. I can see the merit in this theory, and I can see how my theory would be stupid.
I'm sorry. No, it wouldn't. It would. You're probably right, though, Charles. That's the thing. You're probably right, which is stupid.
It could be both. He could have piece of each in him. He's a little changeling. He's a little Borg.
It's just
he's the right mix.
If they're going the Borg route, then who is the voice that he's hearing?
The Queen, or a version thereof, the spirit of the Queen.
Well, the thing
were
is,
you guys telling me there's multiple queens?
Well, the thing is that we don't actually know. It's just there has been different actresses who have played queens before, but we don't know if they were different queens or if they were all playing the same queen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, wait, wasn't it confirmed somewhere last season that when Pumpkin Tits went off and became the Borg Queen and stopped everything, it didn't change anything because there was another version of the Borg still doing all the bad stuff? I thought that was explained.
I don't remember. I kind of tuned out season 2, so I kind of forgot all that.
But also in Voyager, there's another queen that's in
Janeway shout out.
That section.
Well,
Janeway got talked about.
The queen that was introduced, that was in Voyager, that Janeway interacted with, that queen was played by Alice Krieg, which is the same queen from First Contact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But not the same queen.
See, I don't know
before.
that. I just say yes, and it makes me sound like.
Yes, and.
Yeah, and it was also back when Alice Krieg was still hot, even though Alice Krieg hasn't really aged.
She's
well.
like 80 years old, Charles.
Now, but back then she was hot.
60.
Now.
Are you looking forward to the Captain Shaw series? Are you looking forward to it, guys?
Seriously, is he getting a series now?
I'm calling it now. He is the most unique captain in all of Star Trek history. He's a character that we have explored once or twice before, from the perspective of, say, Kirk going up against another jerk captain or somebody else. But with this one, we get some reasoning, and it's a character that I'm surprised we haven't had yet. What do you call it? An archetype, whatever. That we haven't had. It's a necessary next step in the evolution of Star Trek is to have a Captain Shaw series. Necessary.
I don't think a Captain Shaw series would last very long because Captain Shaw is a dick.
Yeah, it's fucking House in space. It's a hit.
It's not. It's good with Seven, him going against her, and calling her out all the time.
What are you talking about? Imagine him against an enemy. You've seen him against his heroes, who he has problems with, but like heroes of the galaxy. Well, how is he going to deal with?
Picard is not a hero to him, but he.
I know, not to him. I said of the galaxy. I amended.
But
Jiminy.
So last episode, Shaw was actually.
Oh fuck you, Luke.
He was on drugs the entire time. So anything nice he said, or he was like softer than he normally would have been, because he came biting right in the beginning there, where he was like, because we survived together, I'm going to give you a minute to sort out your bullshit. And then just
he's
leaves.
He's going tee
yeah, he's starting. He's doing tee the entire time. I'm not
nerd.
giddy that they're coming in here and they're going to slap you guys.
Oh yeah, and let's not talk about the fact that we have another TNG alumni or alumna or whatever the expression is. Ro Laren.
Ro Toboggan.
Dude, when all of a sudden you see Ro Laren walk through the hallway, and I was, for someone who watched TNG way back in the day, this is a 30-year story arc.
And I can't believe it didn't connect for me until not even when she handed the earring. Like I knew her, I know her story, I know all of it. I couldn't see the scenes until right before they revealed what that earring actually was. When Picard is showing it to Riker, as soon as I saw it opened up like that, I was like, oh fuck, that's her. Now I see her. That's how stupid I am. So don't feel bad about your dumb fucking theory, Charles.
And
So you call my theory stupid, so now I'm calling you stupid for not figuring it out sooner.
And Shaw, even in the beginning, when he found out that they were taking a shuttlecraft over and they're not beaming, he was kind of like, "That's odd, kind of strange." Okay.
I was going to say
he's
they
a
didn't
good captain.
explain it, but...
He has some good instincts, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He in this episode's called Imposters. Depending on whose perspective you're looking from, different people are different imposters at different times. I mean, Riker and Picard are imposters to Captain Shaw. He's just like, you guys showed up, and now my ship got all fucked up. You just screwed everything up for me. Thanks, dicks. And that's what's interesting. Most people might not know this, but the fact that she was in a shuttle pod, and that's where she ultimately ended her Star Trek career. The last time in Next Generation we saw Ro Laren, she was taking a shuttle pod and pretending that she had stolen it and was going to infiltrate the Maquis, and that was all you ever heard of Ro Laren. That's the 30 years. It was one episode. She was there for about maybe a season and a half.
Yeah,
she
I remember
showed
being
up
there a bit, and it was like, that's this bitch.
Right away, the earring was a thing. She was wearing it, and Riker told her. Riker had it out for her. He was like a drill sergeant with her, because she had actually pulled some stunts, and she was doing some bad shit. She should have gotten court-martialed, but she didn't. So Riker, she gets assigned to the Enterprise, and Riker's just like hard on her the entire time. Oh, and I was thinking, why don't we? I don't have the video, but
for the record, I'm speaking so harshly and rude to my coffee wench because she's wearing headphones. Very expensive and fancy earbuds. They're so nice. They go inside the hole. They go in the hole. Anyway.
Do you want to kiss a Bajoran girl? Do you want to love a Bajoran girl?
So before you go into this stupidity, fucking
do
asshole,
you want to?
Do this lady? So we just saw her fly off in a shuttle, and then 30 years later. So what we heard from them, what they talked about, that was all stuff we had not known until now. Correct?
Yes,
that's all pretty neat. And it makes the ending, it makes her flying off again in the shuttle and blowing up impactful. It makes it very nice.
Do you want to make a space baby?
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Come on. What are you,
At
Anthony?
one point.
What are you, Anthony Cumias? Ah, shit. I don't know if I should said. Are we on the Damien Network? We are. The show's still on there, huh?
Oh no! Yeah, I don't know. I just jumped on there. Maybe I'm gonna get access.
Well, you weren't canceled.
This is what she looks like now. Okay, so
for the record, everybody, Damien didn't cancel any programs. I canceled a program. That's all.
Look who's wearing. Look who's got a headband. Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. It's Gino Bisconte. Now we made it relevant for the Damien channel.
There you go. Bam.
Thank you, dear.
No, we're done.
Thanks, dummy.
So, yeah, she shows up, and then they have their little... They're both trying to prove if...
It's a wig. That woman's wearing a wig.
Probably. They're trying to prove
anything
each
real
other
in Hollywood
is not a changeling. So they kind of have that little back and forth. You know, she's holding the gun on him. Top shelf only, I see. And then grabs a gun. He points it at her, and they put their guns down, and they have a heart-to-heart, and, you know.
And then she tickled his taint.
They have pain because he was her mentor, and he was the only one who ever stood up for her and stuck, you know.
But why broke you? You broke my heart, and you mine. It's sexually.
No, but it was they both. They butted heads, but she helped get them out of some tight spots, and he would trust her whenever she would try to do something. No romance
implied there.
Nope, none at all. I mean,
it felt like an unrequited romance thing. The way they played it out.
It did. It really.
It usually happens with it. It usually happens with Picard, but her character kind of was more of a mentorship style.
I thought because I don't remember the storyline that maybe it just felt that way to me. But hearing Whedon say that, I think it's just
sexually, she didn't really open up to anybody. She was a very proud and angry Bajoran. She was actually. I heard that there might have been contractual things was why she got off the show. She was written off the show, but she was the precursor to Kira Nerys. If she had stayed on the show, they might not have even had Kira. But when they started Deep Space Nine, they were like, "Oh yeah, remember that Bajoran we had?" That's kind of kicked off the whole story. I think they said, "Yeah, let's go focus on the Bajoran strife and have a character sort of like that." They're all a little militant and crazy.
For the record, when you showed her picture, that's who I thought it was actually.
Yeah, that wasn't Kira Nerys.
I realized that. I was like, who is this lady? I'm confused.
No. This is Rolo Ran. Oh, her earring.
The one with the headband is also her?
Yes.
It's not Gino Bisconte doing drag queen cosplay.
I mean, we can take a look again. I don't think. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Anyway, I don't fucking care.
That's Gino? He acts like a little girl.
I don't care.
We're
on. That's why I was. I'll know we're on the. I'm disgusted with Anthony Cumia. He made a very gross joke about a little girl on the Twitter the other day, and I'm getting tired of seeing.
I did see that.
I'm getting tired of it. Your fans should not accept that.
Over the line.
You should not make those jokes. You're a grown-up. You should know better. Yes, you can. Yes, you're allowed to. But it makes you disgusting. Simple as that. And those who support it are also disgusting, of low moral, integrity, whatever. I don't even know the words because I don't have those things. I'm a vile person. I'm a gross person, and I feel like Picard. I'm disgusting and vile, and yet I think you're all fucking just shameful, gross animals. Just saying. It's pretty bad if I'm judging you. Carry on. The girl was younger than that girl, though. Jiminy.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to do sex with her.
They always get like a couple random shots of her. So there she is again.
I'm trying to get us canceled from the Damien Network, Luke, in case you didn't tell.
Then there's this
I don't
guy.
like this character. I don't like him because it's just a joke to make everything.
Guy?
No, well, that's logical. This is logic. That's not.
Well, he was bending logic. Yeah.
Okay, and also, that guy was also very emotional for a Vulcan.
Correcto.
Yeah, it's just
like who knows?
when Worf like died and he like died. You can't see it, but I'm doing the air quotes. Um, he had said, "Oh, it's the smell of Klingon blood. It makes me sick. Get him out of my sight." He put emphasis and emotion in his words when he said that, and I'm like, okay, that's very unbecoming of a Vulcan, dude. It's just like, wow.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. What's his name?
Holy
Kryn.
clip Christ, Lucas. There's 800 in here.
What do you mean?
It's
I
just,
just
I mean,
went to go add in something
he-
real quick, and there's
when
like
he
800
first-
pictures.
when he first showed
That's
up,
what
I was
happened.
like, okay, I'm not sure if he's.
There it is.
And there's no difference.
Oh my god! Wow, it fits so well. Goodness. Wait a minute. Wow. Get him in.
It was almost no. I looked down to light this cigarette. Definitely a cigarette
no.
in space.
Oh man. Do you know Loren? Yeah.
Oh no. Well, no, it's just, I mean, when that guy first showed up, I was like, okay, I'm not sure if this guy's a Vulcan or a Romulan. I can't tell.
Because the ears, they're not doing the ears right anymore. There was a difference between Vulcan ears and Romulan ears. Romulan
Well, it's
ears
not-
stuck
it's not-
out a little more.
It's not even the fucking ears. I mean, with the Vulcans,
They're
the
elf ears.
No, with the Vulcans, the only defining feature with the Vulcans was the fucking ears. You could tell it was with them. But
Right.
with the Romulans, it
They had
wasn't
foreheads.
just with the Romulans. It wasn't just the ears. It was also the
Yeah.
fucking foreheads.
Yep.
Forehead.
Yeah.
They had big ridges. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were evolved a little bit away from Vulcan.
Yeah.
Well, they both evolved different ways, probably.
Yeah, it was also it was the foreheads as well. And now they're like, oh yeah, Vulcan, Romulan, same fucking thing.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah. It's just like, I mean, what? It's just like, no, they're not the same fucking thing. They're distant cousins.
And
But they completely evolved on different habitats.
And fucking with the ears changes. Look, the very little differences between the ears, it changes the lore of Star Trek. And it's these little details that modern Star Trek is kind of. But they're learning, as we see. They've course corrected with the Klingons. They've course corrected with episodic.
They fucking fixed the fucking Klingons after what they did to them in Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking fixed that shit.
Which I always hated the look of, but we were right, actually. Our theories early on Star Trek Discovery, Charles. We did a show called Star Trek and Rape a long time ago, and we discussed these things. It existed. I showed it to Lucas.
I
It was
mean,
like-
it has been talked about in Star Trek, but it's not necessarily like the main theme. But
it was just a dumb title. But anyway,
Tasha Yar got raped. I guess that was the whole big thing.
we theorized that it was something to do with they removed it for wartime or whatever it was that we said is basically or close to what the actual reasoning they've given, not on shows. I don't think they've said it on a show, have they? It's just something that like the producers say. I don't know. You guys even know what I'm talking
They're
about?
adding
You
to
heard
the
this
lore a little
garbage?
bit.
Well, first off, they had the Klingons look the way they did in the original series, and then Worf refuses to talk about how they looked back then. Then they looked the way they did in the TNG, and then DS9, and I don't
Yeah,
think they had
but
an appearance in Voyager.
Barely.
You do find out what happened though, because at some point there are Klingon augments, but the only way they could augment them was by taking human DNA that was augmented and mixing it with Klingons. So now they started to lose their ridges, but they had higher intelligence. They still had the strength of a Klingon, but they're enhancing their intelligence and changing the look. And supposedly that was why in the original series they did look more human. Or maybe those are the ones they sent out to confuse everybody. This is what Klingons look like. And then when you see a real Klingon, you're like, holy crap.
Well, those specific Klingons from the original series appeared either in Deep Space Nine or The Next Generation, and
Yes.
they explained the difference in their look based on. I think even Worf mentioned something about it at some point.
Yeah,
where it's like a shameful part of the Klingon past where they tried to augment a genetic augmentation.
Yes, genetic augment, and then it caused some sort of disease that spread and affected a lot of Klingons. So they had to eventually suss that out.
So
that's probably
maybe
why we didn't see them for a long time. Yeah.
Right. Wait a minute. Maybe what we saw was okay. So Discovery takes place before the original series. So that's them at the height of this genetic modification they did to themselves, right? And it's going wrong. We don't hear about this. This is all behind. This is all backstory shit. But then they rectify it, and it makes them all smooth. And they're gonna go back to normal. Between
they gotta grow their ridges
the
back.
original series and the next shit, but maybe that's what they did. They did some sort of genetic reset that made them smooth-faced fucking Asian white man and Asian face.
We'll have to do a deep dive on Klingons to figure that out.
One
and
day,
then
but you know what?
Raffaella.
Speaking of Raffaella, I was actually just going to say this before we go off of Klingons, but this is a perfect segue. Section 31, Dead in the Water. Did we talk about this already on the show, about their spinoff?
Briefly, I believe.
Raffi and Worf, but did I say my theory that it's actually going to be a reappropriated Section 31? Because it's the same setup. You have the strong female lead. They're in a secret section of Starfleet, and then you have the Klingon raised by humans, the adopted Klingon, versus the other character who was a Klingon in a human body. So you have kind of the same pairing as what Section 31 would have been, just with a more classic character.
That's right. What was that guy's name? Tyler?
Tyler.
Was it Tyler?
I think. I don't know.
But his real name was...
His name was Hogan.
Brother.
He was the white one. Remember there was one Klingon that was like an albino Klingon? Vok. I am Vok.
Vok.
I am the light.
Charles Whedon likes Bert Kreischer. Yeah, but I remember that.
Why did that have to come? Actually, I was just talking to people who
I don't know. I looked upon him and I just had great shame.
That dude Mark from last night might know Bert Kreischer because he hung out with Brendan Straub. He hung out with Chappelle, I guess.
Get her out of here. Ban this lady.
Oh, hi, Lucky.
She said she thought this was a conversation about Ewoks. The Ewok movies are the only Star Wars movies I've seen. Except for The Phantom Menace on acid. I masturbated with Jar Jar Binks.
No, this is Tribbles. Tribbles are long before Ewoks and way cuter.
I mean, hell, the experiment done to the Tribbles was able to save Kirk's life.
Oh, you're going to hurt him.
Oh, this guy's funny. Does anyone have 7 of 9's new number? He's going to call her up and stup her. Anyway, carry on.
Hanson. She might be in Iowa. There's a lot of Hansons out there.
Stop eating your potato chips in the green room. I can hear your bag crumpling. We're doing a professional Star Trek podcast.
Oh yeah, in the beginning, the captain's log was Riker because Riker had control, and then as soon as he gives back control, okay, you guys, you screwed. I'm gonna leave you in this room. Bye.
Get her off the screen with the Ewok
It's like
stuff.
I'm gonna give you a minute to get your bullshit story straight. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to say whatever you're gonna say? I'm out of it. You're on your own.
Yeah.
And there's some AI system that guards Daystrom. Now I'm thinking that might be lore. Who knows? Lore's gonna pop up at some point.
Okay.
Really
Can I talk about the inconsistency here? Because the Daystrom Institute is not supposed to be a space station. It is supposed to be a building on the side of a cliff next to a beach and waterfront.
Unless they had to maybe go into hiding.
Because they revealed that location for the Daystrom Institute in season 1.
Yeah. Because he went straight to it. He went to the Daystrom Institute.
Yeah. When they
to talk to Pumpkinhead.
When they were talking to her about what was it, B4's body? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was B4's body. That was at the
What
base
about
of
after what happened to the body after though?
God damn it! It was B4's like body parts after the whole events of the movie Nemesis.
I'm sorry, Charles. I was trying to give you some Burt Kreischer level comedy.
Oh my god!
Take
Yes.
your shirt off. There was one there was one section that was I thought was kind of funny where they went back down to the planet. This is Klingon, this is Worf and Raffi. He's like, we are now the alphas of District 6. I was like, oh, is it Alpha? Podrants.
Yeah, and then of course
No, Luke, that was not.
No, it wasn't a shout out, but.
And then of course Raffi decides to be all that and starts shooting her gun in the air, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And a bag of
All
chips
right,
too.
And then
No, she was holding it sideways.
And then of course I just have to say, Raffi, do you understand the concept of a power vacuum?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I used a hand vacuum on my brakes today.
The big boy was gone, and they needed to fill back. And then they started showing some of the that what's his name? That Ferengi that they killed.
You just were
last
speaking
episode.
African.
Sneed.
That's not a
What did I
racist
say?
joke. That's not a
What did I
racist
say?
joke. It was
Oh,
an
man, can
African
someone-
joke.
Interpret, please. Could you tell me?
You said my haircut is like a lesbian. I don't.
Oh,
have
my
one.
haircut.
I don't have
Thanks.
any. Yeah, you have a terrible
oh,
haircut.
Man,
That's
don't.
all I know.
You're terrible.
What is that spot on the top? A big bald spot right above you. Right above. What is
Hey,
that? You have a bald spot.
Oh,
You better
man,
hide
don't
that.
even. It's just my part. It's I mean, my hairline's pretty good though. You gotta say.
Yeah. Mine's not because I got a goddamn widow's peak. So
They started changing into someone else. I do like the effects on the changelings now. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't like the effects. I think they're actually cheap and shitty, and your picture's even worse.
Oh, thanks. What's this one? Oh yeah, when they were fighting, and then in the beginning, just sparring. And then he kneels down right before the message comes in, like he knew it was coming. So
I am
that
ready
was,
to
think-
take your steel into me. No.
We have another concerned look from Picard's dad. I think that's when Ro was leaving, or when she was blowing herself up. Boom. She did a nice job though. Blowing up in the cell is the way to go.
The lady just farted on the other side of the room.
Sweet.
No, it's not sweet.
Does it smell sweet?
Exactly, low res. This Auntie Luke Jean, fucking.
Well,
peep
that's
face
because
subjects us to his low resolution slideshows once a week. It's something we do for him out of kindness. He's like, oh hi, I don't want to have to look you in the eyes. Thank you.
What,
It's
you
something
didn't
we
like
do
that?
for him
That
as
was a little low
kindness.
res,
Stop!
that one.
I can't mock you like this when I have to look at you. So
That was not bad.
he's like a special boy. We do this to just make him feel better, like other. Anyway, go on.
Well, I mean, you guys kind of begged me to bring this show back. I mean, jeez, yeah.
Hey, somebody deleted the comment. Get rid of them. Clowns.
What?
And anyway,
They got
go
rid
on.
of their own comment? What are they, Tommy? Tommy always does that.
So what's happening in this slide, Auntie Luke?
He's giving you a look, like I am.
Hey, it's working out for Steve Cutler live. It looks great on his flip phone from 1998.
Everything looks good on there, I'm sure.
He had this other doozy of a comment before too. He said this show has way too much automotive action for me to feel comfortable. I do understand. I'm not a manly man like that. So when I vacuum pumped my brakes this morning just to get out of town, I felt really strong.
And then, let's see. At one point, they do the blood test, the infamous blood test.
We said blood at the same time. You said blood test. I said my penis filled with blood. And we said blood at the same time. Segue.
Okay. That Klingon blood. Oh, we already talked about that.
Speaking
But
of my penis, I
that
moved
shows-
a dresser today with my father, and I moved it with. My penis did a huge part in moving this thing. I'm not even joking. I had to point it out. It was resting on my penis while I was holding the thing, and my penis was it was a part of holding it.
It was like, was it a crowbar? It was like crowbarring it around or something. Or it was a part of holding it.
It just made it so easy. It was a
like
really
it
heavy
gripped.
thing.
How high were you holding
it? Gripped.
Like,
I was resting it on my penis, and I had my hands on the side, sort of as a guide, and I just let it rest on my penis.
Going.
It worked out. I was like, I made my father feel not so great about himself because he's getting old and his penis is failing him. He has to use a catheter to pee. Anywho, carry on. Yeah, he doesn't even get erect anymore. He has to pump it up with a pump. So, yeah, I realized that after I said that I probably made him feel bad. But anyhow, Star Trek.
The evolution of pride. Oh, wait. The evolution of pride is downfall. Yeah, that's what the other guy says. Crin. Yeah, they used that.
I forgot, Lucky. I was waiting all day to tell my penis story. Thank you. I forgot until this moment.
You're right. He has no other shows.
It was not the fupa. It was the lack of the fupa. Fucking Becky, who does have a fupa. We know that you're really a secret fat woman behind there with a fake family. You creep. You
fake
fucking
family that you show us all
gutter
the time.
Clown.
Oh my god.
It was the lack of the fupa. It's the fact that the fupa's gone that allowed the dresser to rest on the penis. Leave me alone.
Isn't it interesting that in the future your medical you can take a break from an interrogation to go check on your medical records and no one can like follow you and see what you're looking at? Like, oh, I have an important thing to check. I must go over here now. Excuse me.
And that tracks because in order for that world to exist, the liberals have to win. So all of this like healthcare rights and stuff does have to remain at the forefront. And
you still have to have privacy.
The liberals must win in order for the Illuminati and globalization to take a hold. And that's the only way for the Federation to eventually form is after globalization. So the Illuminati has to win their little war first. And they need to do that by manipulating the liberals, the bleeding hearts. They manipulate both sides. I just wanted to be a jerk about it.
Oh, and yeah, I thought, of course, they go back to the bar. I mean, we already showed the bar, but again, we have one location outside of the ship. We're gonna back to the bar.
Milk it. That was a budget thing, and you're right. There was another budget thing. I bet you that scene where, well, maybe not, because we were seeing that the contact once it revealed who the contact was. Because I was saying how we just saw them talk. Like she typed Y into the computer. Like she went down and typed fucking Y. It's like you're on Star Trek. What are you not just asking the Y computer? She went in, and the computer wrote
because
back.
The way that they contact each other is just through the typing, but yeah, that was weird.
When I watched it, I thought that they just did that to like save some time and like not hire an actor for that scene. But that I realized that's really stupid. See, Charles, you're not the only one who has stupid thoughts.
Today
I've had like
was a good day to
in this
die.
Episode. Oh, shut up.
So he can control his heartbeat, Worf. I guess he can slow it down like Kalis.
I think you're Cutter Boy. Oh, no, Cutler. Never mind. Oh, no, he's Cutler. Never mind. It's three of us. Sorry. I thought I said Cutter. I thought he was calling Charles Whedon a Cutter. Please, carry on with your show. Your
Klingons never disappoint. And she has a granddaughter. Did we know that Raffi had a granddaughter? I don't remember that.
I don't feel we did. It felt new.
No, yeah, we knew that because Raffi showed up, I think it was in season 1, at a hospital where she tried to ambush her son and saw her son along with his son's wife, who was a Romulan, and she was pregnant at the time. And I guess they had her son's wife, the Romulan, gave birth to her granddaughter, and since that time, and so now she has a granddaughter. which is a half human, half Romulan hybrid.
And like you said, they do live on
Nice way of saying ugly.
They live on that crappy planet with District 6 on it. I know you have people here. They're here. Your husband, your son, or your ex-husband, your son, your granddaughter. Like, really? They just live on this really nasty world? He had to go move in with his dad, I guess? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I always thought it
happens-
was weird that everybody was living on that one planet. It's like,
Again,
like, why? And that's why I called it the Nar Shaddaa of Star Trek, because everybody goes to Nar Shaddaa.
I took a Nar Shaddaa this morning. It was.
You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's a
no.
Star Wars reference. You don't.
They don't.
Yeah,
no wonder it sounded so
from
shitty.
Before. Nar Shaddaa.
Nar Shaddaa.
Hey, look who's here. Fatty,
We're being
fat,
framed.
fat. Yeah,
Oh,
well, that was a flaw of Shaw. When they said you had to be told, they had to tell him you have to see it with your own eyes, whatever. You see what's happening. You guys are getting fucked. You had to be told like your whole crew's over there and you're about to fight your own crew.
They're turning around. They're facing you. They're gonna shoot at you, or they're gonna tell you, "Hey, you need to surrender." So you need to get out of there. They can't follow you now. They've only got one warp nacelle. That is the best way to disable one of those ships. I mean, I guess she could have just crashed into the bridge, but she didn't want to kill everybody because it was most of Shaw's crew anyway on the other ship. But I guess in this point in Star Trek, they don't need as many people to run the ship. But I know in the old Star Trek, they did need about 100 and something people to actually run the ship correctly, to have it be able to go to warp and sustain
look at
things.
Booker or Book, whatever his name was in Discovery. It's one man and a cat. Fucking
he's running
that
everything.
whole ship. So I'm just saying, and that's sure that ship can board a fucking Enterprise ship, but I'm just saying.
So he's the Han Solo Book.
I'm just saying you don't need.
He's got a cat.
I don't think we need to compare Star Wars with Star
You
Trek
just
or vice
fuck
versa.
off with your stupid fucking Star Wars talk. I'm gonna leave. I'm only here because Lou has diarrhea. I already.
You're a
quit this
guest.
show. I am a special
sorry.
guest. I left
Special
the
guest.
Damian J. Rogers network because every show turned into idiots that are brilliant, and it's ruining Damian's network. Everybody hates it, and yep, I don't want to be a part of ruining Damian's network. So I had quit all of these programs, and then stupid Lou gets fucking diarrhea today, and now here the fuck I am, asshole. Otherwise, it would have been just Luke and Charles. Poor Charles would have had to sit here through Luke's slideshow
You know
alone.
what? That might have been all right. I don't know. We should try that.
Fuck you.
sometime.
Okay, we'll try it. We'll try it right now. You.
All right. Well, now, this feels. It's spacious. I can stretch out a little bit.
Oh man, it feels so good.
Shut up, you
stretch-
fucking assholes.
man, hurt my arm there for a second.
Ow. Yeah. Jeez. Nice shooting, kid. How did you know that they were all? Yeah. So Jack just destroys the shit out of these people without any proof that they're changelings. How did you know they were all changelings? I didn't. And now, did you start the 4th season of You, Charles?
No,
You didn't?
I haven't even finished.
Are you
season
fucking
one.
with me now? Now this show is idiots that are brilliant. This is what I'm saying. This is why I quit the fucking network. Cunts.
Well, the guy who plays Jack is in the 4th season. So as I was starting to watch the 4th season, he pops up, and I'm like, what? Like, that's so fucked up.
I remember
Same
you guys
actor.
talking about that last week. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
he had nightmares
and
as a kid, Jack. He does not remember his nightmares as a kid. So this has been happening his whole life. He's had these moments where he's flipping out, man, seeing red. Someone else was saying, I was listening to Doug Nelson did a little bit review of this episode, And he was
Never
saying
heard
that
of him.
it seems to be a common thing that when people are when something weird's going on, it flashes red, or they're seeing red. Always in Star Trek, even back in the day. Red alert too, though. But actually, speaking of Doug, he drew this.
No, hold on. Fuck you. What about that? Where's the point that Doug? What point is Doug making there? I have no idea. That they see red, that they use the color fucking red to indicate danger, just like your stop signs do and your fucking
just like
traffic lights and everything else.
Forever.
Just like how literally your choices in Hollywood, when it comes to filters, when it comes to like lighting schemes and color schemes, scary looking. Your choices are red and blue, primarily.
Primarily.
Can we big screen him? Nope, it's done. That was one face he was making. You sure do have a profile on you, guy, when you're scared and like.
Not sure what's going on in the next room.
Somebody home invade Charles Whedon. I want to see what he looks like when he knows. Don't do that. That'd be
Don't do what?
Home invade Charles Whedon. Look at the Enterprise or something. Oh, look at the Enterprise. Oh, never mind.
I screwed up my colors. There we go. So anyway, what a great episode, I thought. It's halfway through the season now, right? That's the end point of the halfway mark, right? There's 10 episodes, I believe. Or is it 8?
I don't know. I'm not the captain of this ship.
Everyone said it's halfway
He's
mark, so
scaring me.
I'm gonna
He's
say it's 10.
scaring me. He's
Stop scaring
he's
our
lost his
guest.
goddamned mind.
What's it gonna take to get you back on the crew there?
Who you talk to?
You.
Me?
Damn it, Jim. See, we
He's
finally
dead,
did it.
He's dead, Jim.
I don't know. This was fine. Maybe I won't quit this. I don't know. If these people just start doing the shows like they're supposed to be, instead of every show just turning into one fucking goblin show, then we're fine. Otherwise, it's a stupid waste of time. This show's fine. I don't know why I quit it. I guess that part I was being a baby. I don't know. Fuck off. What is this? Conflict resolution with Luke of the Bind.
Oh, we gotta call up
Mr. Williams.
Yeah. We gotta call him up.
Why don't you say
Yeah, we
that
should
bullshit
maybe
for
that
Night
should be
Creeps?
the first episode. Someone tag Mr. Williams and say the first episode should be
Get him right now.
We need conflict resolution with ourselves first before we can go out and give it to anyone else.
We will backdoor pilot conflict resolution. Stupid name. What a stupid, boring, basic bitch name. We will take this baby of Mr. Stone, this his dream child here, conflict resolution. We'll backdoor it on Night Creeps. How about that? And you guys can give me some dumb queer therapy.
What if it was like
Fuck.
conflict 4K?
What does this mean, Bane Grindle? What does this mean?
High
What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this
Bane
mean?
Grindle. He is a bane upon us all.
Maybe. Yeah.
Isn't that
I'm
what
the
Gino was
Bane,
trying
I'm
to
the
tell me?
Bane.
Don't make Gino right.
That doesn't
Whatever
make Gino
you do,
right. It doesn't
Never make Gino right.
Well, Gino would be right if like bloke. It is a bloke, so there's a bloke and a Blake.
Never.
I'm not a lunatic.
Gino Loren can never be right.
Gino
Mr. Riker.
Gino would be right if I allowed this shit to continue. If I allowed us grown men to show up in the morning and meander and flail and fucking just flub our way through what was great. We were doing something specific. Each show for a long time, even though it had the same members in different configurations, each show had its own specific flavor and style. And as soon as those idiots, Charles Whedon, one of them, who ran away quick because, he knows, he was replaced. He was replaced by a black guy, diversity. But anyway, Charles Whedon and his Idiots That Are Brilliant program, as soon as that show came, Every other show suddenly became idiots that are brilliant. The reason is because they're so fanatically obsessed with all these shows that they're watching, it becomes the only thing now they have to talk about. So now when it's the morning show, no one's doing bits. No one's fucking having fun. Nobody's engaging the stupid drama beef that we're supposed to be doing on the damn Damien network, which is why we came here. So this has nothing to do with Star Trek. But again, yes, we would be proving Gino right had we continued to do that. Stopping doing that proves we're better than him because we know when to fucking cut and run, when to fucking reconfigure, when to pivot. Pivot!
So you're saying that taking a show where I would say more than half of the show,
You're
because
boring,
Aaron was
Charles.
more than
So
half
bad. Go
of
ahead.
In Hot Water, leaves your show, and then you try to reformat the whole show and just say, well, you know what, we're going to keep the show, but it's going to be different, and if you don't like it, whatever. And then just completely change the show. You saying that's not a good thing?
Right, like what you're doing is you're talking about In Hot Water. Right, you don't completely change the content of the show and then say go fuck yourself when people talk about it. We even talked about it ourselves on the shows. We said it's like if we posed this exact theory. Somebody, man, I don't have the time or energy to watch this shit again, but it's out there. I swear to God. We said this show, we made an example making fun of Gino and said what he's doing would be like if we just decided to stop making this show about humor and about bits and ridiculousness. I'm talking about the morning shows. And instead, we just started talking about pop culture stuff. I made that joke because I know that's how it goes in our little group. We'll go to something like, it's like if Charles Whedon and I, we have our little Horrible People show, maybe not, I believe so, coming very soon. The maybe not is only on Charles. I have no reason to believe Charles doesn't want to, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to make him feel awkward is all. But we
Even more than usual.
that show is specifically something. And if he and I started just saying, oh, by the way, did you see Dexter? In the middle of that show, it would be fucking absurd. It would be obnoxious. It wouldn't be what we started out to do. It wouldn't be what the audience, whoever is watching it, was there for. To tie on to your theory about Gino and whatever there, Luke. But anyway, this isn't Star Trek.
And see, what happened was I mentioned a show that was not Star Trek, and it went into this entire dalliance. See how it
Fennel?
happens, folks? It was an organic bit that rolled into itself. That's what happens here. Anyway, so do you want?
Don't listen to Georgia, Steve. Don't listen to Georgia.
Yeah. Let's cleanse the palate again. There we go.
Well,
yay, we're back. We're back.
To answer what Becky asked, Fennel has not made an appearance yet. Fennel is currently asleep in his bed. So
there you go, Jason.
Yeah, hold it here. Hold it there. I'm going to come.
You know that's what you wanted.
I'm masturbating. I'm touching my penis.
Yeah? Like him?
Yeah.
He doesn't care. I mean, I don't think they really got
producing sperm.
What kind of sexuality do you think they gave?
It's coming out of my wiener. Well, he
He's an
fucked
android.
Tasha
He
Yar.
Oh my God.
Doesn't he have a detachable penis as well, Charles?
Oh,
How do you just
listen
jump
here.
from that to steak, you dork? That's why. 'Cause that's you.
In the words of Data from First Contact, if you're talking about, he talks about how like the Borg Queen seduces him, and he says something across the line saying that he's fully functional. Yeah.
Correct, but
Yeah.
no, because there's no parts of him that can transform, right?
I don't believe so.
Maybe.
But no, it's just
Oh,
like look, the Borg Queen seduces him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, let's do this," and it's just like, wow.
So 5 episodes left and no LaForge yet.
Really?
I'm
5
personally
episodes?
annoyed. That's what Luke
Yeah.
said just now.
Yeah, 5 left. We're at 5, so if there's only 10, we're right at the halfway point right now. And
We
no
better
LaForge.
get LaForge.
No
soon.
lore.
But wait, can I just say this? I have another theory here that I don't quite like so much because it does take away a little potential for spinoffs. But I think it would be great if they bring us LaForge one of two ways. Either the obvious as a changeling or for the funeral of his daughter.
Ooh. Damn, he has to sacrifice his daughter?
Like
That's rough.
and I'm talking about at the end of next episode. Like if it's the daughter's gonna die next episode, and he's got to pick up the torch for the rest of the series. He's got to be there with that pain. It would be very nice.
I don't think that Crash LaForge is gonna die. Because I really
What a
I,
dumb
Gonna be
name.
a spinoff.
I don't remember
Crash
what her
LaForge?
I really
Get
don't
outta
remember
town.
what her first name is. I don't remember. But I
I
legitimately
have to look at my old
believe-
notes.
I legitimately believe that there is going to be a new Star Trek show with a younger generation in it, and it's going to focus on LaForge's daughter. I'm not saying the other part of it. I'm just going to say LaForge's daughter. It's going to have Jack Crusher in it, and it
The
might
younger
have
generation.
it's going to have Jerry Ryan playing Seven of Nine probably, and other characters.
And Riker did you already say that? You're
next
talking about what
generation.
Frakes said. Frakes has already he's already pitched this where he plays the Charlie of their Charlie's Angels.
Oh God, really? Riker's going to come back?
That's what
Well,
he
what
wants.
if Riker was the admiral who calls them all the time? Hey guys, this is what you got to go do. All right, see ya.
He didn't even want to come back and do this. They had to talk him into coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
so
he wants to be back. He
probably likes it
Look
now.
up the article, fella.
Oh my God, the guy needs to make up his goddamn mind. He's better at asking me random questions that he just pulls out of his ass. You know, Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah. What about it?
Are we gonna? Did you want to mention that?
No,
Are you just saying
I
yeah
just
to
saw,
that comment?
I was trying to read it. It's on my other screen, and it's a smaller monitor. So yeah, and I got to do this now. Sometimes I don't really. I'm gonna have to try touching my wiener with these on, see if that does any kind of good.
You'd be able to see it better, so you know how to touch it right.
Not my wiener, so I can see the pornography in better qualities.
Oh, I like the look. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was Luke. That was Luke, everybody, right there. It's like, I like the look.
Well, you gotta like pretend it's you, so you gotta kind of like.
Voyeur! Voyeur!
I'm not really blind yet. I just got these because I thought I would look handsome in them, and they do make it look nice somewhat, a little bit, but I don't need them. They're no good. Stupid.
Oh, today's show brought to you by The Bind. Hey, sponsored by The Bind.
Terrible band. Such a bad band.
Check this out.
I heard a song by theirs, and it was like something about dinosaurs and birds. It
At
was
The Bind
real
Rocks. Check
bad.
that out, man. Wow, I didn't do that, but it fits nice. Look at that. That's cool.
Whoa. So why'd you play that song of
Notice that?
about
Look at that.
rotten peaches and pears? Peaches and pears. You got a song called Peaches and Pears.
What's that? Like swoosh right there. That's really cool. I didn't plan that, but that's
Oh, I thought
like
that was a part of it. Great. Play Peaches and Pears. Let's go.
I gotta play it now.
Yeah.
Apples and oranges, apples and oranges. Right?
No, that's no. See, that's
Oh, it
old.
might
What are you, Gino
That is pretty old.
Bisconti?
That
Are
is
you
an
gonna
old
fucking
joke
just
right there.
rely
That's
on
just not even
old
like the-
material? I just
can have
wrote
a
Peaches and
throwback.
Pears, you asshole. I just wrote the bind Peaches and Pears.
Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Look out! Oh, that's Frankie's bit.
Duh.
Wrong show.
Bind
So
is
yeah, I'm
gay.
interested. I'm interested to find out what the hell is wrong with Jack. I think there's something very wrong with me. And then that's how we leave the episode. Like, okay.
Which I still say the ending credits of this show is freaking awesome because it plays.
I do
the,
enjoy
the classic music from Jerry Goldsmith, who is my favorite film score composer.
And I don't know if they've have they added things. Maybe they're adding things to kind of tell more of the story. Probably not, because then you'd have to change the outro every freaking time, and that would really suck.
I've only noticed that they've been showing things that have been happening in the episode in that particular episode, and that's all they've been showing.
Red alert! Red alert!
Are you gonna fall off
Red
your
alert.
fucking chair? You gonna fall off your chair or something? What?
Red alert!
All right.
We're coming to the end of the show now.
Do you want to end? You see what I have back there? Do you want to end with that when you do end?
Mm-hmm. What do you have back where?
And I have a video backstage for the ending if you want.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
James L. Grindle.
Fuck you.
Whatever your name.
Don't you speak in my mother's birth name or whatever. Her whore. She's a whore.
It's good to touch wieners. Thanks. Is that a Puerto Rican thing? Is that a Florida thing? Is that a meth thing? You want to play your video?
Oh, it's over? The show's over? Is the show over?
Oh, you just want to go out after it. All right, yeah.
No, you asshat. I'm saying if you want to end with... It's a fucking 4-minute, 20-second long fucking video. You want to sit here for it, you dick? Nobody wants to. You already lost all the audience. Oh, we're scissoring.
All right, everybody. Live long and scissor. Scissor.
No final words or nothing. It's just, okay, put it together. Put the...
Well, we can have final words.
As Lao Tzu once said,
this
please,
one?
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
welcome
no.
to Nerds on Apples and Oranges, the bind, everyone, the bind.
The bind.
Oh, this terrible band. Who
fucking
put you in
sucks.
a music video?
Garbage. Look at that fucking fruit with his dumb hair. Look at that dumb hair.
Dude, that's the first time I ever put any sort of coloring in my hair or bleach. And spark.
Spark. Yeah. And earth. And girth. I love long wieners. My name is Luke. I love kissing long wieners. Yeah, my name is Luke. Of the Vine.
I just wanted the Weird Al treatment.
Uh-oh, it's gonna get weird now.
Now?
It's not true.
A cameo by Bill Nye.
What do you... Where's the Flat Earth song? Oh my god. With your bass guitar, you've never had sex. No bass players ever had sex.
I have at least 4 children, so unless...
Yeah, artificial insemination. You were prostate milked for your sperm. And then it was fucking... I won't go any further without it becoming disrespectful.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I mean, milked? Huh.
There's another comment in here that you were a hot bass player from Becky. She called you hot. Becky just
Bass
admitted she
player's
wants
a
to
nerd,
fuck you. Oh my god, what a bunch of old dorks.
So? Yeah, look at our references.
Yeah. Fucking nice reference, idiot. Nice Pee Wee Herman reference, you clown. dirty can of worms. Ah!
Means I know how to deal with worms.
Worms. That's the word of the day. Worms. Jason Bardo loves wieners. Yeah. Jason Bardo loves wieners.
You should hear this band jam. Just
He
like
likes to kiss
make shit
him.
up. Like improv and stuff. It's wow. It's like wow.
I bet they kiss each other. All the guys in this band kiss each other.
He's got a dirty can of worms. Jason.
Dirty can of worms is a euphemism for buttholes. For men's buttholes. Duh. Finally, this moron, what's his dick, Jason Bardo, finally gets it. Finally, he gets something.
Who are you going to scissor tonight? Hopefully it's not just yourself. Alpha Podrants. We'll be back next week.
I was trying to listen to the sound of weed and scissoring, man. That's good.